Okay, everybody, welcome to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. There's a difference between network marketing as a hobby and doing it as a professional. And this is what I did not know when I first started it. When I first started it, they told me that I had to do this, 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 and this. And I did it, and I thought I was going to become rich. And I realized that it's simple, but to become rich in network marketing, I had to become a network marketing professional, which consisted of reading or listening to a lot of books. It consisted of me being around successful network marketers. It consisted of me putting time into it like I did with my other jobs, my other careers in bodybuilding, in school, everything that I ever did in my life. If I was a master plumber, it'd be no different. When I first started, let's say I was a master plumber and I first started plumbing, I wouldn't know anything about plumbing. I would be overwhelmed, discouraged, feeling lost outside my comfort zone. Guys, whatever you do in your life that you're good at, whether it's makeup, somebody told me they're really good at makeup and hair. I said, well, how do you think that I would do if I came out to Buffalo and I actually did your makeup and hair? I would do horrible. But what if I started getting around people that did makeup and hair? What if I started hanging out with people that talked about makeup and hair? What if I started watching YouTube videos or reading books on the top makeup artists in the world? And what if I started going to makeup conventions? Don't you think in a year from now I would be an amazing makeup artist? Somebody who didn't know anything about makeup, and this is no different. And that's what I've got to try to get through to a lot of you. This is, if you want to make hobby money, treat this like a hobby. But if you really want to get wealthy, I'm talking about rich, and you can do it. How do I know? Because I've done it. Okay, it can be done. You've got to take this so serious. I mean, it's got to be more serious than TV. It's got to be serious when you're tired, not just when you're feeling good. Okay, when a lot of people are feeling good and having like now, D Banks today just got a customer. D Banks is feeling great. His motivation level is super high. I need D Banks, and I'm not saying this is what D Banks does, but we're using D as an example. I need D Banks when he's having a bad day, when nobody wants to be his customer, when nobody wants to see the business plan. I need him on those days to take the emotion out of the equation and still be motivated. And that's the problem we're having in this business. Some of you are motivated when you're having good days, and you're unmotivated when you're having bad days. And this is why your business is going from up and down, up and down, up and down. My level is almost like, flat line. When somebody passes away and the heart rate is flat line, that's how my emotion stays, no matter if I'm getting customers, not getting customers, people call me if my business is scam, or they join my business. Keep that in mind, okay? So first slide, the most important slide, is probably having your contact list. And let's see here what's going on. And there we go. So you want to make a comprehensive list of contacts, okay? Obviously, you want positive people. Guys, even some negative people can be very successful. Okay, I know a lot of negative people, not in my Ignite business. They own restaurants and they own mechanic stores, and they're really negative, pretty miserable people, but they know people and they can get things done. So don't count them out. You also want to talk to people that you like, obviously, right? But what are the people that you don't like? I knew a lot of people that I didn't like that were successful. I knew a lot of people that I didn't like that knew successful people. People you believe would be at the best in this opportunity. That's your A list. The people that you first say, okay, you know what? This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this girl, this girl, this girl, they're going to be awesome at this. That's your A list. You also want to put the people that you never think would do it, or you don't think that they would be good at it, because this is network marketing. It's not about them. It's about who they know and who they know and who they know, okay? If you guys would meet, let's say my brother, per se, he might not be the most motivated person for network marketing, or maybe a lot of things, he has his own things that he likes, but he knew me. And if you would have sponsored my brother, whether he was somebody on your list or not, he knew me. And that's where you got to think about outside the box, okay? Young people and old people. There are some amazing 18-year-olds in this country. Mike Tyson was heavyweight champion of the world at 18, okay? And there's people that are very old that are still very successful. I mean, look at the guy who invented KFC. He was actually, had already gotten a Social Security check when he invented it. Ronald Reagan was, shy of his 70th birthday when he became president of the United States. So don't ever discriminate or prejudge. Yes, we do sometimes prejudge in our mind, but that should not stop us from sharing the opportunity. Okay, whoever shares the opportunity the most wins in this business. You want to empty your mind. Why do you want to empty your mind? I want you guys, even if you're not going to approach that person, do me a favor. Put them on a list that says chicken list, meaning you're too scared to approach them. But get them out of your brain. I need you guys to have an empty space so that when you go to the gym, when you go to the grocery store, when you pump gas, when you go shopping, when you run into somebody that you haven't seen in a while, you can start filling that list up again with new people, and everybody else is out of there, okay? You will eventually find more names in your brain, but empty them out, okay? So do not exclude anyone. The best leaders are those you never expected would say yes, and I can vouch for that. Make a list of people your contacts know. So let's just say, mom doesn't want to do it. Well, mom has family members. Mom has friends. She's had relationships with people. She has coworkers. She knows acquaintances, dog walker, babysitter, personal trainer. Okay, use memory joggers. Memory joggers are when you make a list and you put tall, short, goatee, no facial hair, long hair, short hair, glasses, black, white. Okay, guys, stuff that'll make you go, wait a minute, karate. Yes, that's right. I had karate school. There was people in my karate class. Like, these are the kind of things that you want to do to jog your memory. We need memory joggers. Right now, if I said to you guys, trapper keeper, think about it. How many of you know what the heck a trapper keeper is? Right now, you just all went back to third grade or first grade, right? And you just thought about trapper keepers. You probably thought about somebody in your class who either used your trapper keeper or made fun of your trapper keeper. Like, that's what the purpose is, using memory joggers. Memory joggers, they break apart parts of your brain that you've never used for many, many years or never thought of. And this is a really good way to come up with other names that you haven't been able to get yet, okay? Let's take a look at the next slide. Oh, did I go too far there? Okay, active candidate list. An active candidate list means that you are currently always adding to your list. What does that mean? That means that, for example, I just sponsored somebody in my parking deck. That's where I met him. We started talking about cars. My goal is to constantly open up my candidate list in my brain. So today I ran into somebody at the gym, and I started talking to them about Ignite a little bit, and I want to send them some information. Last week I sent some information to a personal trainer in the gym and also a young guy that I met at Target buying a baby gift. He was really helpful. This is my active candidate list, okay? Even without prospecting, as you go on the list, find a creative way to stay in touch. The most creative way, honestly, to me, is better than a business card, is getting somebody's email. And if you have the chance, while they're standing there, become Facebook friends with them. Because now you know them and they can't disappear. And even if you don't prospect them, they will see your Ignite post. And people do watch. Trust me, they do that. I can tell you right now, I've had people watching me for 2 years, and I will have somebody the next year text me and go, hey, I've been watching you for 3 years. I want to join Ignite, okay? The list should never stop growing. If your list is done, then you're not being active. Raise your awareness. I mean, you're around people all the time. Raise your awareness. You go pick up your laundry. You go pick up your suit that you had tailored. You go, to your beautician. Just simply say, hey, I got involved in something. Do you have an email I can send you some information? Always be active. And even if it doesn't work, I went to Starbucks a few weeks ago, and I honestly thought the lady would email me back or be my Facebook friend. Never heard from her. Now, I don't know why. Who knows? But my point is, it keeps me in the loop. It keeps me constantly feeling excited about Ignite because I'm always working my business when I'm not even having to really work it. It's just me doing my daily life, okay? If you meet 2 people a day, that's 730 people a year. Even if you guys do 1 person a day, that's 65 people you can meet. Okay, one every other day. I mean, think about the possibilities. Okay, this is a numbers game, the law of large numbers. If someone passes you every day, engage with them. Always look for an opportunity to get to know them. And professionals that are network marketing professionals like myself, we purposely meet people. I constantly meet people and stop them. Like the other day, I stopped a guy at the gym. I really didn't want to talk to him, but I asked him, hey, where are you going? You going out? He's like, oh, I got to run to my car. And I was like, oh, I got to get out of here. I have to go to a baby shower and I have to go to Jersey because my business is exploding. What business is that? I purposely did that. It was already planned out. Like I already knew why I was stopping him. I was just waiting for him to tell me something so that I could tell him what I was doing. God, it's so easy if you kind of script it in your own brain. And not only that, but they don't know that you're actually being nice to them because you want to show them a business. And that's none of this bad. Because really, in reality, you're actually becoming a better person. You're becoming a more actively social person and engaging in people, and therefore making them feel better about themselves. And you're actually going to become a more engaged person as it is because you're so used to doing it. So it actually becomes second nature. But get involved in more things. Get involved in activities where you can socialize. I've switched 3 gyms. The first gym, I sponsored 12 people. The second gym, I only sponsored 1. But it was Dr. Scott, okay? And that was a big one because that was the 5th SD that made me ED. And in this new gym, I've only sponsored 1 so far. But every time I go to a new gym, I sponsor somebody. I could probably go to 3 more gyms in the Lehigh Valley and sponsor 3 new people. If I ever had to do that because I was running out of contacts and I was desperate and I needed to sponsor people, I would definitely do that. I would find a way. I don't care if I had to go into, Buffalo, New York myself and go into every little business and stop in every little business and try to talk to an owner in every little mom and pop shop and see if I can get an appointment to show them the business. I would do whatever it took. If it ever got to the point where I needed to sponsor people, I would do whatever it took at that point. Most of us will never have to do that, though, because we have too much of an active candidate list between Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, bodybuilding.com, the gym, babysitters, daycares, your kids' daycares, and the people that are going there, the parents. So it's constantly having a new list. And I'm still waiting for it to die, and it hasn't. It's been 2.5 years. I'm still constantly finding people because life is always moving. Hunters versus farmers, we want to build relationships in this business. I'll give you an example. I sponsored Raymond from the gym, and Raymond did not try to hunt him down. He'll even tell you I didn't attack him with Ignite. I built a relationship with him. I let him see my condo. I went to see his place. We compared because we both just moved in here. We compared cars. We went to the gym together. I saw him in there. I basically also talked to him about stocks and business and family. And I didn't really look to sign him up. I just looked to educate him and see if it was a good fit for him. And he was basically telling me that he wanted to meet new people in his life. He was retired from his business, and he could use something to do. And I had a common sense solution, and I invited him to Super Saturday. And the rest is history. So we are more of a consultant, helping people build a better life rather than a hunter. The big mistake a lot of you do is you go out there and you basically, and I'll tell you, I had a guy today tell me that one of my associates hounded him like crazy. This is 2 years ago. The guy's no longer doing it. He's no longer doing Ignite, and he's actually was suspended. Who knows what he did? But the point is, he told me, man, this guy was ridiculous. He was hunting me down, and he just wouldn't stop. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that does not work. That ruins friendships, and people don't want to be bothered with you. Give them an opportunity for a solution. They don't want to be bothered. Put them on your callback list. Let them see you be successful. Okay, be yourself. You want to be yourself when inviting. Somebody the other day said to me at the gym, one of my new associates, he said to me, hey, you see how I was busting that guy's chops? Do you think I should change my approach? I said, listen, dude, be yourself, okay? Just be yourself and throw Ignite into there. You don't have to be anything else, okay? Keep positive emotions. Because a lot of people are negative. Today I was talking to a guy in the gym, and I was so positive, and I was telling him how, he has to let go of his past and how, every time he has a negative comment given to him in his life or he's in a negative situation, he needs 15 positive ones just to offset it. According to Einstein, it's 15 to 1. And that if he keeps getting negative feedback and negative surroundings, he'll never be able to get out of that because the positive is not able to outweigh the negative, and scientifically proven he will always be in a negative state of emotion. And that really opened up his eyes to the point where he actually texted Darren and said, hey, you know what, I'm actually thinking about maybe looking at Ignite now. Because I guess Ignite, Darren had prospected him, but I didn't even go into the money. I wasn't trying to tell him he didn't get rich. I was just basically listening to his life, and I was coming back with a positive personality. And he probably was surprised because not many people have such positive, outgoing personalities. But people in Ignite do, because we're all programmed to be like that. Okay, have a strong posture. Be bold. Be in a hurry. Being in a hurry means you look successful. People that walk fast, talk fast, act fast, they usually are more successful. 25% more. It's 25% more successful than most people. Or there's some kind of statistic out there that you can look up where people that do interact a lot faster are more successful. And this allows for shorter interactions. It allows for fewer questions. And people will respect the fact that you're busy. You know how many times people email me or call me or text me and say, I know you're really busy. They respect my time, and they know because I'm so busy that I'm successful. And that's what the kind of message you want to have also, okay? Compliment your prospect. Be sincere. Today I told the guy at the gym he's a really good dude. I said, you're a really good guy, man. Things will be fine. I said, success is a journey. Just keep doing what you're doing, okay? It opened up communication to the point where he actually, when he was walking out, I can sincerely tell you, he said to me, man, I want to talk to you in the future. We'll catch up. And I can tell he meant it. He wouldn't have had that attitude prior to today if he didn't get that compliment from me and me having that positive emotion towards him, okay? Make the invitation. Now, we're going to talk about warm. A warm invitation is when you know somebody really well, let's say at your job, and you heard them saying that they want to get another job, or you heard them saying they want to go to Disney World, and you know this, and you want to basically get them in the business. So you use that as a catalyst. Like, hey, when you told me you wanted to get a second job, were you serious, or do you still want that? Hey, did you really mean it when you said you were trying to find a way to take your kids to Disney World? I believe I found a great solution for you. Are you still looking for that second job? I found a solution for you. Cold is when you really don't know the person too well, okay? Maybe he has his own, maybe somebody at the, they have their own business, or maybe they work at Bed Bath & Beyond, or maybe they work at Home Depot, and they're checking you out at the cash register, and they're really friendly or really outgoing or really helpful. And you just simply say, excuse me, do you keep your career options open? If they say no, then don't worry about it. You don't want them on your team. But if they say yes, say, you know what, you're really sharp, and I'm really in a hurry, but can I get your email? I'd love to send you some information. That is a great way to quickly get into a way of showing them the information. They might say, what's it about? Say, it's real visual, it's hard to explain, but it's definitely worth you taking 8 minutes to look at it. It's changed my life. Okay, now, indirect is when you want somebody in the business, but you're scared. You're afraid they're going to say no, so you don't want to ask them. So the easiest way to do this is to basically just say, can I get your opinion on something? Can you give me some guidance? I want to show you something. This allows people to get their ego gets in the way in a good way. Now they're thinking, wow, you know what? This guy wants my opinion. He wants my guidance. I'm a mentor. And even the most successful business owner will take a look at it now just because they want to see what you got. And it's a way for you at the end to say, what do you think? Do you think it's something that, you know anybody who would want to do? Do you think it would work? Kind of ask them those questions. Now, if you're prospecting them, you want to say, what did you like about it rather than what did you think? But if it's somebody that you're trying to make them feel like a mentor to you, ask them what they thought. Now, keep in mind this. There's a big difference between a business owner and an entrepreneur. And this is what I want you guys to understand, because sometimes you'll show the business plan to a guy who owns a mechanic store. You'll show the business plan to a guy who owns a pizza shop. You'll show the business to a guy who owns a dry cleaning store. Yes, these are businessmen, but guys, these are not entrepreneurs. And no offense, and I will tell you right now, because I had a lawn business, I was not a businessman. I was a lawn business owner, okay? That does not make you a business person. The point is, don't get upset when somebody who owns a pizza shop for a living tells you no, because they're not, in my opinion, those are not businessmen. They do not have multiple streams of income, nor do they understand multiple streams of income. So to me, they're just somebody who owns a pizza shop, okay? No offense to anybody. And I will tell you this, my mom owns her own business, but my mom, I do not consider her an entrepreneur either. My mom has one stream of income, okay? So if my mom says no to me, I'm not going to be offended, because to me, it's not somebody who has multiple streams of income that I could think is an entrepreneur. And then I would say, wow, they said no to me, okay? So don't get discouraged when somebody who owns a car lot and all he does is work on cars for a living tells you no. They're no better than you. They just own a car lot, and they have a business because they were able to get themselves in a position to be the owner of their own job, okay? Now, would this work for you? This is indirect for somebody you don't know. So let's just say I'm in New York. I just did a presentation. I'm outside. I start talking to a guy at the gym. He's standing out. He's outside. It's nice out. We start talking about bodybuilding. And I say, hey, I have a question for you. You live in New York? Yeah, I do. Do me a favor. Can I just show you a 3-minute slideshow really quick and get your opinion on something? I want to see if my company that's launching here in New York would have success with this opportunity here. And since you live here, I think it would be a big help for me. Sure, I could do that. Boom. I show them the presentation on my phone, 3-minute slideshow. He's either going to say, I think that would work, or I don't think it would work. Okay. Or hey, you know what? That's kind of interesting. Can I get some more information on it? Okay. Super indirect, and it's kind of funny is when you go up to somebody and say, look, this is not for you, but do you know anybody who is ambitious that wants to make money, and you can recommend them to me? What that does is human nature causes the person, one, to want to know what it is, because they want to know why you think it's not for them. And second, they want to prove to you that it is for them. So that's a pretty bold one, but I've had people do that all the time. And maybe it's somebody that you really don't think would do it, but they're going to say no, so why not use it that way? Why not reverse it on them and make them feel like now they want to see, okay? And let's get to the next slide. Okay, we are stuck. Why are we stuck? There we go. Oops, I went back. Let me go back. Okay. Be yourself when inviting. Okay. A great question. Would you? What does this mean? That means that if I was to send you a video, would you watch it? If I was to give you a webinar link, would you watch it? If I was to send you some information, would you look at it? The reason why it's a good question is because you're reciprocating. And in the human brain, for some reason, reciprocation works a lot better than asking people to do stuff. If I know somebody's willing to go out of their way to do something for me, my brain automatically says, okay, I'll do something for you. So all it is just rewording, can you watch something, is just by you just asking them a question and putting them in a position where they realize you're going to go out of your way to send them something. And the way the brain works is they'll watch it, okay? Time commitment. Ask, don't offer. Okay, what does that mean? That means that when you say to somebody, if I would send you a video, would you watch it? They say yes, but there's no actual time commitment, okay? It's in their brain. It could mean 2035. But now what happens is when you actually tell them, well, what day could you watch it? Okay, and it makes them think. It makes them go to their calendar, and it makes them actually put it in their calendar, okay? Like I would put it in my calendar because I have a calendar, okay? And then you want to confirm it with them. So if I call you by Wednesday, you'll have watched it by then, right? They're either going to say, yes, call me by Wednesday, I'll have watched it since I told you I was going to watch it on Tuesday. Or, you know what, I actually got to take my kids to soccer on Wednesday. I'll watch it Wednesday night, you call me Thursday, okay? And then you just want to confirm the 3 times. So basically you want to confirm, okay, you know, you're going to watch it on Tuesday, I'm going to call you on Wednesday, and what's the number I can call you at? And that's it, very simple, okay? So they just made an appointment with you, basically. They just basically made an appointment with you on watching the video. They told you they're going to watch it. They told you when they're going to watch it. And they told you when you can call them. And so it's very simple when you do that, okay? Be in a hurry, sound confident. It isn't the time and compliment. That's a good way to cut the questions out of the equation so they don't ask you a lot of questions. You gather quick, and just let the information do the work. A lot of times you guys do really well, and then you sit around there and you start having them ask you questions, and then you start blabbing away, and next thing you know, it's over. I made a mistake a couple weeks ago. I had this guy interested. I had him interested for like a month, and he kept saying he's going to come to a meeting, and then I finally thought, okay, you know what, he seems pretty interested. I could probably tell him a little bit. And as soon as I started telling him about, like, the way the business model works, I could tell he was probably thinking pyramid, and I could just see it in his face. He went from, like, yeah, I'm coming to the meeting to, oh, is that how it works? And now I lost him because it's not how it works, because he has to see how it works. So we all make mistakes. I still make mistakes sometimes, too, because I'm too excited. That's when we have to realize that, and we have to adjust, okay? Do you plan on doing what you're doing the rest of your life? That's a great question. Ask somebody next time they're at a gas station pumping gas for you in New Jersey. Excuse me, I have a question. Do you keep your career options open? The reason why I asked is I was wondering if what you're doing now is what you plan on doing the rest of your life, because you seem like a really sharp person, and I have an opportunity that I'd love to send you if you can get your email, okay? When trying to be an expert, you may get stumped. Don't try to be an expert. I've had people who do not want to be coached, and I can tell you right from the first day I meet them, because they're trying to set their own meetings up and do their own meetings because they're great at what they do for a living, but this is not the same business. And sometimes you can get third-party credibility, okay? So if you try to be an expert, you're going to get stumped. And if your friends are going to know that you're not an expert. So let's not do that. Let's use the upline leaders. Let's use help, okay? Let's not be afraid to say, hey, you know what? I'm not an expert at this, but I'm still making money. And that's the great thing about it. You don't have to be an expert, and you can still make a substantial amount of income, but we do have some experts that do help us, okay? Your story, if you ever have to speak, make a short, effective testimony. Preparation is key when talking in front of a group of people. If you want, you can get on videos. I watch myself on videos, and I catch myself saying, And if I really wanted to fix that, I could by watching myself on videos, recording myself talking, and then really studying it. I haven't had to do anything in front of any major TV shows or newscasts yet, so I'm not at that point yet, okay? But the point is, you could improve your speaking skills or the way you put things out there by just recording yourself on a webcam and just going over it and then fixing what you don't like, okay? Talk about your background, what you didn't like about your life in the past, how network marketing was your rescue. So this is a great way for you when you talk to your friends. Say, hey, I was working 2 jobs. I didn't like the long hours, but this network marketing home-based business was my rescue. It actually allowed me to get rid of one of my jobs and spend more time with my kids. Boom, you just gave people a really quick glimpse of what network marketing has done for you and how it's changed your life, okay? So create a story that makes people interested in what you're saying that would want them to hear more. I think a lot of my success has come from storytelling. Storytelling has been one of the most ancient things in civilization. People used to sit around fires in the old days. In Greece, they sat around stones and basically told stories. So if you can tell stories about people's lives or your life or how it's changed people, People are more interested about the story than what you really know about deregulation or how well you know the comp plan. They don't really care. They just want a nice story they can relate to, okay? Model the top earners, take notes, copy them, keep repeating them until it's great. This will give you confidence. Many of you are reading books. Many of you are listening to audiobooks, but you're not practicing what you're reading, okay? That's like me going to the gym and looking at all the weights. Yeah, I went to the gym. I saw all the weights today, but I really didn't even actually put into implement what I saw. Okay, I saw somebody else bench pressing, and I watched him. Okay, I didn't actually bench press though. Yeah, I know how to bench press now, and I know what it takes to bench press, but I didn't actually bench press. So keep that in mind. Just because you read 20 books does not mean you're going to be making a lot of money. You've got to implement what you learn. Now, do or die attitude, I will tell you this. I've always had this attitude. It's when you get that crazy feeling that you know you're on time limit. Like right now, you guys have 17 days. 17 days to promote the MD or SD to get your $750 bonus or your $500 bonus. Okay, that's crunch time right now. That's when I work the best. When my back's against the wall and I'm running out of time, there's just something that happens, and the universe gets together, time, fate, circumstance, they hold a meeting, and they just let me have it. I always get it. Just always make it at the deadline, but you've got to have that do-or-die attitude, okay? And you'll see some things there that I wrote. I'm going to the top of the mountain. When someone tells me it's too steep, I'm going to tell them I'm going to the top. When my friends tell me it's too rocky, I'm going to tell them I'm going to the top. When my neighbors tell me it's too slippery, I'm going to tell them I'm going to the top. I'm going up and I'm waving from the top, or you will find me dead on the side of the road. I'm not coming back. This is my whole thing. I wanted to be number one money earner this year at Ignition. And I said I'm either going to be number one money earner at Ignition, you're going to find me dead on the side of the sidewalk at the Omni trying to become number one money earner and get into Ignition. So you got to have that attitude, okay? Question and answer, prospecting. How much do you – okay, here's a good thing to ask somebody. How much would you need to make a month on a part-time basis to make this business worth your while? Not how much money would you like to make, okay? How much money would you like to make a month on a part-time basis? Ask them these questions. They're important questions. How many hours a month could you work to make that happen? So somebody tells you, first of all, they tell me they want to make $10,000 a month. I tell them, look, your expectations are way out of the ballpark. I can't help you. When you come back with some new expectations, and I'll help you. They tell me I want to make $1,000 a month. I say, all right, listen, you want to make $1,000 a month. How many hours a month could you work to make that happen? I could give you 8 hours a month, 2 hours a week. Okay. How many months do you want to do that to achieve that goal? I'm willing to do it for 6 months. So if I could show you a way to make $1,000 a month with 8 hours a month for 6 months, would you be ready to get started? And they're going to say, yeah. And then you show them the plan. So before you even get to the plan, say, let me ask you a question. How much money would you like to make on a less than part-time basis to make this business worth your while? I want to make $2,000 a month. How many hours are you willing to put in? I'm willing to put 5 hours a week. Okay, how many months? I'll do it for a year. Okay, fine. So if I can show you a business opportunity that'll make you $2,000 a month for 20 hours a month for within a year, you're willing to do it? Yes, I am. All right, let's get started. Let me show you this business model because I can believe that your expectations are great and I can help you do that, okay? Too many are thinking about it rather than taking action. So that puts it now into action. They know the plan. Guys, remember, we have to have a clear set of goals. We have to have a clear vision in life on what we want. But we have to know how we're going to get there, okay? I know that I want to make a lot of money. But if I don't know how I'm going to do it, and if I don't have a list of goals, and I don't have a list of what I'm going to do to get there, it's useless. So by putting those thoughts into their brain, letting them realize they need to do a year, 5 hours a week, for this much money a month, gives them the action that they needed. The fortune is in the follow-up. This is the biggest mistake most of the people make. Most of the people that have joined my business were not on the first attempt, second attempt. They were on the third or more. They were 3, 6, 9, 12 in a year, 2 years, 2.5 years later. I have a follow-up list. Put them on your follow-up list. Do not just attack people once and let it go. How many people sitting there probably right now could say to me that they've had people join their business 6 months or a year later, or if somebody said no in the director code and they came back in the MD code or SD code, they're going to follow and watch you. But if you're not still doing the business, they're never going to get you. They're never going to come back to you, okay? They're going to realize that it was a fly-by-night thing for you. So always follow up. People's lives change. They change all the time, okay? So use the electronic calendar and put their names in there, okay? What do you think? That's a horrible way to ask the question. We all do it, though. What do you think? Yeah, I don't like that. I like what did you like about it? Because what did you think, to me, is a question that allows people to have analyzation. Okay, it automatically puts the brain in a way where you analyze. So if I say to you, what did you think of the movie, or what did you think of the date, or what did you think? Right away, even if you liked it, even if you liked the movie, even if you had a good date with the person, you're going to analyze and look for something that you can actually pick at. But if I say to you, what did you like, you're automatically going to come out with a positive suggestion, putting your brain in a positive form, okay? Let's see what else we have here. That's the only reason to have an exposure. Yeah, the exposure, which is the presentation, like tonight's a webinar, is an exposure. The reason why I'm doing the webinar tonight is to expose people to Ignite and the information, hoping to get them back to a second presentation. Just because they join on the first view does not mean they're going to be good. Most people that are good are the ones that have to see it a few times, absorb it, understand it, understand what they're looking at, and then sign up. If they say no, do not show your annoyance. That's okay. Okay? Ask them, what did you like best? Make a positive direction. Ask them between a 1 and 10. What interest level are they in? If they're 5 and 6 is normal. Okay? How can I help you get to a higher number? Okay? So a higher number would be, well, I'd like to see it again. I'd like to talk to somebody who's in the business. Or when we ask them what they like, if they say, well, I like the fact that you can make residual income, now you have something to focus on for the next exposure, focusing on the residual income aspect of the business and getting more information on that to them. Takes about 4 to 6 exposures for someone to join. Hammer on people once and never follow up, ruins relationships. You can't educate them in one exposure. More exposure, educate more, and strengthen the friendship. Some of the best people in network marketing were prospected for years. Okay, fast exposures means Monday, 2 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. Not Monday, 8 months from now, 2 years from now. If you expose them once, get them to multiple exposures within the first few months. So you have the best chance of getting them to sign up, okay? Otherwise, it's like starting all over again. Now, the statement there that some of the best people in network marketing were prospected for years is really important because I was prospected for over 10 years by several product-based network marketing companies. Okay, I was prospected by Market America, and I said no, and I had so many no's to so many of these, I basically never thought I'd do one, okay? So keep that in mind. It took me about a decade for somebody to finally show me one that decided I wanted to do it. You might be the person that shows that person the one they want to do. Defense or offense, we educate, okay? These are some of the things that you're going to figure out with people, okay? In network marketing, there's a list of things that you're going to come across. It's a small list. It'll never be more. It'll never be less. And that's a good thing. Once you can handle these small things on this list, you can be very successful. So these are called their blind spots. These are things that people really are overanalyzing. The issues are not as bad as they think, okay? Many people have limited beliefs in themselves. That's one of the biggest ones. Insecurities, lack of confidence. This is where I try to use personal development and my leadership skills to help them by leaning on me and helping them believe in themselves more. And those are the ones that once they believe in themselves more, their whole entire life changes. And they're pretty much in for Ignite for the life because they're not really in it for the money. They're in it more for the personal development and the life, the money actually after that. A limited belief that it's what helps them. A lot of people don't believe that a simple $300 business could change their life. I mean, it almost sounds like it couldn't help your life. How can a $300 business change your life? So you're going to deal with a limited belief in that. Let's see, your story of fear and others. Well, you could share your story of fear. A lot of people have fear. It's outside their comfort zone, okay? They're not comfortable. And when people are uncomfortable, it's not a nice feeling. So they want to run away from it because it makes them uncomfortable. So by you helping them with the feel, felt, found, meaning I feel the same way. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way, but I found out that with a little bit of leadership from the upline in this business and some of the marketing tools, I quickly learned how to run this business. I really never had to even speak to anybody, okay? People always say they don't have time. I love this one because all you got to say to them is, look, I know you don't have time, and I respect that, but let's find 3 people that do have time, and let's get your business growing, okay? People don't need time. This business it's so simple. It's as simple as sending your video to people. I mean, and that's why I think they always say they don't have time, because they haven't seen the presentation yet. But people that say they don't have time, I'll be honest with you, it's an excuse. It is an excuse because I was one of the busiest people. I don't have time, guys. I don't have time to do this freaking webinar right now, okay? I really don't. I have a list of things in my room I got to do. But guess what? It's important to me, and I found a way to do it, okay? So to me, it's an excuse. Money is a joke. I have people all the time talking about, I don't have the money to do it, but yet they have like brand new flat screen TV, brand new Jordans, their phone breaks, they buy a new one. Their kids have like tons and tons of toys in the living room. Like, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. I've seen people actually not pay their car payment and not pay their rent for a week or two late because they believe in the opportunity. They believe they can get their money back, okay? If you want something that bad, you'll find a way. I don't care if I have to, like, collect bottle caps. I would find a way to do it. I had a lady who, John Dolan, he signed her up. She actually took all those coins out of her little, like, dish that she kept throwing in and took it to Walmart and was able to actually join Ignite because she had enough money in coins to join the business, okay? Don't know anybody. That's another joke, okay? If you don't know anybody, then you're living under a rock in this day and age. Everybody knows somebody. And if you don't know somebody, this is a great way to meet people. And I'm not a salesman. Today, somebody said to me, oh, yeah, Darren does his business because he's a salesman. He could sell. And I said to him, you know what? First of all, I had to teach Darren not to sell because Darren is a salesman. And if you're a salesman in this business, you're going to fail. They went, really? I said, yeah, because everybody who I know who's like top Kia salesman, top knife salesman, top real estate salesman, every single one of those salespeople have failed my business because this is not selling, okay? And that's when he was like, oh, okay, wow, okay, maybe, I don't have to sell. So these are the things you're going to come up against. This is it. This is the list right here. This is it. Find a way to combat these things, and this is all you will ever have to deal with. It will be the same thing all the time. Today I had 3 people tell me that I got in an Ignite in the beginning. That's why I'm so successful. Please, I got in the eighth freaking year, and I got in the 9th month or 10th month of the business, okay? As long as there's real estate businesses and real estate sections and people are turning 18, people are moving and not moving, moving in and moving out, there's always going to be room for business like this, okay? That's as silly as me saying that if I opened up a Dunkin' Donuts right now across the street from my house, it wouldn't be successful. Of course it would be successful. There's a million Dunkin' Donuts, and I can open another Pizza Hut. Like, people do not think about how big the world is and how much it's moving and how everybody has their own path. I do not know where Andrew and Veronica go on a daily basis, but I guarantee you they're going to run into people their entire life that I would never have ran into, okay? And that's where people drive me nuts and they think, oh, you got to get to the beginning. That's an excuse, okay? The beginning is right now. We have less than 3% of the population in the whole entire state of Pennsylvania in this business, less than 7% of the population in Texas. If you can educate people, every excuse, you can combat it. If they still don't want to do it, don't worry about it. Move on, okay? Let's go to the next slide. I spent too much time on a slide. It doesn't work. Here we go. It's one of those pyramid things. Okay, you have a couple options. You can go crazy and tell them that their job is a pyramid. If the government's a pyramid, you can go through all that stuff and be, like, defensive, which will probably end up not working. Or you can say, first of all, I don't get involved in pyramid schemes. I don't get involved in anything illegal. Okay, but you basically can ask them if they have a story. Okay, so they ask because they've been involved or someone bought a lottery ticket in the past. What does that mean? It means that Ignite. Network marketing to a lot of people is like a glorified lottery ticket. They think they're going to, like, basically go home, talk to their family and friends. Their family and friends are going to join. They're going to get rich. They go home, and basically nobody wants to do it because they didn't watch their training videos. They weren't educated. They also somebody that the family doesn't believe will be successful, and now all of a sudden everything's a scam or a pyramid scheme, okay? But you can get their story and find out, like, hey, I have a question for you. Why do you say that? Like, where did you hear that? Where did you hear that term? Or have you been involved in something? Well, my brother got involved in this, like, product company. They were selling, like, shakes back in, like, college, and, like, he lost his money. Really? Well, did you know if he, like, put a lot of time into it? Did he go to any, like, seminars? Did he read books? Well, no, I remember he, like, bought the stuff and, like, put it in the garage, and, like, he was too busy with, like, lacrosse and stuff. And okay, so do you think your brother failed because of the network marketing business, or do you think the timing was off? And now they're going to be like, well, now that you mention it, he really didn't put any time into it. Yeah, he was kind of busy. I don't think he even sold. Yeah, I guess it probably wasn't that. My point is you can bond with somebody a lot better when you get their story and you interact with them rather than becoming defensive, okay? Pyramid schemes are illegal, and I would never be involved in one of those things. For those of you that do not know what a pyramid scheme is, first of all, there's no sustainable product or service. That means you sign somebody up for nothing, okay, and you get paid. We do not. First of all, we have sustainable service. It's called energy. Second of all, we don't get paid to sign people up. I don't get any money when people sign up. I get money when people go to work and gather customers, okay? And the third thing is you have to have more outside consumption than the own associate. Well, we only switch one customer account of our own, and we have 9 strangers, okay, or 9 friends. So there it is. It's all legal. It's all legal. what I want you guys to realize, though, is give people a perspective to think about this. This is a virtual business. This is no different than Amazon or eBay. Ask that person, have you ever bought anything online? Yes. Okay, do you buy apps online? Do you buy iTunes online? Do you buy clothes online? Yes. Okay, you didn't buy them in a store. You didn't buy a record in a record store. You didn't buy clothes in the store. You bought it online. Is that a pyramid scheme? Is that a scam? We're doing the same thing. We're selling energy online. That's it. We're basically using network marketing as a referral to help other people. They have to understand. It's the way that America is going. It's the direction they're going. I mean, eventually, guys, it'll be a lot more normal, especially network marketing now with internet and social media is like really prime. This is the best time to be involved in. Could you imagine trying to do Ignite 30 years ago with no cell phones, no internet? Oh, my God. I would have been like, yeah, I'm going to send you a packet in the mail. You know, you'll have it in like a week. Read it and let me know if you want to get involved in my business. And then send me an email back. Or, I mean, no, don't send me an email. There's no email. Send me a letter back or call me, I guess, okay? It would have been a lot harder, okay? Believe in the product. What makes you think okay, I don't want to bother my friends. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you had an opportunity to save your friends money and allow them to have a better life with that extra money and spend less on their energy, do you think you're bothering your friends? No. Okay, there you go, okay? If you believe in the product, would you feel the same way? Well, here's a good one. You're a brand new director, right? Somebody asks you, how much money have you made? Here's what you say to them. I made my investment back. I barely put any time into it. I've already made my money back and a little bit more, and I'm super excited about the future of this company and the future of my life with this company. They focus on how you feel and how the future is going to be for you, and that you made your investment back. They don't even know how much money you made. Okay. So let's see here. Nothing new here. This is all. What that means is when you sponsor somebody, you really want to help them get their quick start forward. You really want to help them get on track. Guys, it's your business. Okay, don't squander all that time prospecting somebody, finally get them started, and then leave them in the dust. I have some associates who complain to me, tell me that their sponsor won't even text them back, you know, and I feel bad. And I haven't said anything to some of these people because I had a girl today, you know, talking about how she wants to go to Ignition, you know, and I've had like, 4 people tell me that she's never helped her downline, okay, and she sponsored them all. So it's not a business where you just sponsor people when you walk away. It's a business where you sponsor people and you work with these people, okay? Go over a game plan interview. Once you get them on board, have a second interview with them or a phone call and get a game plan. I met with somebody on Sunday that I sponsored, and we had a game plan. I gave them goals. They had to read, they had to watch all their training videos by Wednesday, which they did actually in 24 hours, and they had to get 2 customers by Wednesday. They already got 1. I don't know, they might have the second one today, but when I see them on Wednesday, they need to have their Quick Start 4 done, and they have to have those training videos done. I don't even want them even getting associates yet. I do not want them even trying to get an associate. Okay? Validate their choice. What does this mean? This means when somebody signs up, they're at a very excited point right now in their life, and you say, look, I'm really proud of you for taking charge of your life and trying to give your family a better opportunity. You know, validate what they just chose. Okay? When they sign up for Ignite and that credit card is in their hand and they actually pay for the business, that's when they're most excited. That's when they're most able to, you know, hear what you're saying. And they're never going to be more excited than that point. I mean, they will be, but some of them lose excitement. That's the most excited they're going to be. Now, set their expectations, okay? Let people know this business is about them succeeding, okay? You will create success. You will create failure. You're the difference between success and failure. I'm not here to work for you. I'm here to work with you, okay? When I go to Pittsburgh to help Corey, I'm not there to work for him. I'm there, okay? I'm there to work with him, okay, to help him. He's the one that's going to make the appointments. If he doesn't make the appointments, he fails. If he makes the appointments, he succeeds, okay? He's going to create his success. I'm just there to guide him. My job is to make you as independent. My job is to make people independent as fast as possible. You know, I told that to Eric, too, when I first sponsored him. I said, listen, my job is to get you SD. Once I get you to SD, you should be able to be on your own, okay? There's going to be ups and downs in this business, okay? And I know when you're in one of those bad moods because I don't hear from you. How do you want me to handle that? Do you want me to leave you alone, or do you want me to be persistent and remind you why you started this business? This is a good question to ask in the beginning. That way you know where to go when the person is discouraged. You know if you should just leave them alone or you should bother them, okay? Getting started, the app. I signed up somebody on Sunday. The app is the first one. I do not leave a new prospect's site without having the app activated. How can you not get them the app on their phone in 2014? They got to have the Ignite app. You've got to help them put it on their phone. They got to be able to run their business on their phone, okay? I show them where the videos are. I show them where the Power Center stuff is at, okay? I explain to them about meetings and upcoming meetings, okay? I explain to them how they have to promote. I do a brief overview of the compensation plan. I talk to them about getting their first customer, about who's going to be their first associate, who do they think they could be, and when can we see them, okay? I give them direction. People crave direction. I sponsor somebody on Sunday, and I was told by his spouse that he has not been that excited in 23 years, okay? So I gave him direction. I gave him some goals. People want that. They crave it, okay? There's a fine line between success and failure. It's a very fine line. And that fine line is usually the first few weeks of getting somebody up to the right side, okay? The success side, not the failure side. If they don't get the quick start 4 in 30 days, it's over. It's done. If they don't come to a meeting or get you in front of somebody in the first 14 days, it's probably over. It is your job to guide them, to set the pace and let them realize what you're supposed to do and how it's supposed to go, okay? Ignition. Meetings make money in network marketing. Tools are great. Guys, you live once. Listen to me. You have one life. That's it. It's a short life. Go to Texas. Spend the money. You deserve it. The money will come back to you. It always does. Okay? You'll regret it if you don't go. You'll find a way. You'll just find a way. You'll come back a better person. You'll come back a stronger person. You'll probably get double leadership income like last year. Last year they had double leadership income. They'll have something for anybody who went. Okay? Spend the $500, $700 on yourself. You deserve it. It's your business. It's your future. If you believe in yourself, you'll get that money back, okay? It's the most important event of the year. All the top earners use this to grow their business. I have 81 people going. 81. By the way, I have 5 free Ignition tickets. It's $99 to actually register for Ignition. That means you still got to pay for your flight and your hotel, which you could probably roommate with somebody. But I have 3 tickets left for anybody new in the last 6 months who has joined and can't afford, who's thinking about going, but the extra $100 for the registration is a little bit hard. Let me know, okay? I bought 5 tickets. I think I already have committed for 2 of them. I still have 3 tickets left, okay? Total immersion for a few days away from your real life, just to focus on your dreams. Validation. I saw Mike Fody get the top rising star award. I was upset. I came back depressed because I didn't work hard enough. And I knew I had to work harder, and I knew I had to pace myself against that guy. Positive peer pressure on seeing people get Mercedeses. I saw other people who had the same fears as I did, and they overcame them, okay? I came back, and what happened? Top Rising Star Award, but guess what? Mike Fody got the #1 money earner. I busted my rear. I drove 3 hours every single Thursday to Huntington and 3 hours back for 8 months. 6 hours every Thursday for 8 months. Let me tell you 2 things about that. One, I did it on a Thursday because why? Because at midnight we get paid. So at least I felt like I was getting paid for 6 hours of driving. It made me feel good. Being able to see my check on the way back from Huntington around 11 o'clock at night, my check would post, and I'd be like, wow, $4,000 this week. Wow, $7,000 this week. That was worth the trip. So it was a mental thing. The second thing is, can you guys believe that I beat Mike Fody this year, income-wise, by the exact amount of me going to Huntington, basically? Meaning that if I wouldn't have went to Huntington every single week for 8 months, I would be #2 money earner this year. But the drive to make the #1, that drive that was instilled in me to give up my Thursdays for 8 months and to get the #1 money earner and to change 119 people's lives in Huntington at the same time, okay? So the event has tons of people who think like we do, same beliefs and the same dreams as us. You don't know if you're going to be alive next year. You don't know. You can't guarantee. You want to come to Ignition 2015. How do you know you're going to be here? Nobody knows you're going to be here. I don't know I'm going to be here. Okay? Do not miss out on this opportunity. I don't care if you got a charge on your credit card and bust your butt at work for double time for a month. Get yourself to Ignition, guys, okay? Now, this is going to happen. Last year, 2,000 people. Let's say 2,000 people went to Ignition, okay? Half will not come back, okay? The half that did come back, like guys like Darren and Annie, they're going to be making twice the average of the room this year, okay? The following year, in 2015, I was original. So last year, out of the 100 people that went to Ignition, the 75 people that went to Ignition with me, I guarantee you probably only 40 are going back. Those 40 will be making double what the rest of the people that are there going to be making, okay? The following year, those 40 will probably have 20 of those 40, okay? They'll be making 4 times the average of the room. There's always going to be new people. So think about that. So if you're going to Ignition every year, your income will be getting better and better, okay? I don't care if it's to share rooms, if you can't have room service, if you can't have mini bar, make it out there, okay? Outlast the less committed people. You will feel like an Ironman because you realize what you've outlasted and others haven't. I don't buy anybody's excuse. I really don't, because I know right now if I could not have any money, I could find a lot of stuff in my room right now that I can go pawn. I have all kinds of mixed martial arts gear. I have an old PlayStation. Well, actually, I don't have an old PlayStation. I gave it away to some kids in New York. But I did have an old PlayStation. Sean just picked it up for me last week. But there's things I could sell. I have knives in there. I have all kinds of ornaments. There's things I could put on eBay. I could sell my laptop if I had. So I have two of them. My point is, I can find a way to make that money, okay? I don't care. There's things in here. I could sell my sofa if I had to. If I really want to go to Ignition, I'll buy another sofa because I'm going to make that money back. So there's a way to do it, okay? If I had to borrow money, I don't care. I can't accept excuses unless, I understand you're a single mom, 4 kids, fine. You're not getting child support. But there is a way. There's always a way if you really want it bad enough. I believe there always is, okay? And this is why I'm sharing my story with you guys, because if I didn't see Mike Fody win those awards, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. We wouldn't be the number 1 team this year, okay? I wouldn't be here, you guys wouldn't be here. All because I went to Ignition, all because I saw positive peer pressure, okay? Now, time starts, okay, so traditional business, okay, people will usually break even in the first year. They get their investment back in 5 years. Network marketing cracks me up. People want their money back in the first month. They want to make a profit in the next month. They want to get rich in the third month. Seriously? Okay, why do these rules not apply to network marketing? They have to apply. We have a better way. Our way is much better. But we don't sell magic beans, okay? Your money will grow according to how much you grow as a person, okay? Football players, $40 million a year. $40 million in their career, they're bankrupt. Lottery winners, bankrupt. Why? Because they did not personal develop. I don't care how much money you make. If you do not grow as a person, you will always be the same financial level you were when you started. If you do not grow as a person at Ignite, you will never make more money. I was riding a wave, and I wasn't worth $6,000 a month. To earn more, I had to learn more. So I was not going to depend on timing or luck. I was going to depend on me making myself smarter. If you tell me right now that your job does not pay you enough, here's what I will tell you. Do you know anybody in your job that gets paid more than you do? And you're going to say, yes, my manager. You know what I'm going to say to you? Guess what? Your job does pay enough. It just don't pay you enough because you don't have the skills they need. Same thing in network marketing. The more skills you have, okay, the more money you're going to make. I've done webinars sick, believe it or not. Okay, I could have said no, but I've done them sick. Okay, I've had to do what I had to do to get to where I'm at. First year in network marketing is for you to become confident and profitable and cover your expenses and learn. Most of you in the first year, way past this. You're way past confident and you're way past profitable. Even the slowest person, a year is a good amount of time. It's like kindergarten. 3 years down the road, somebody like Jackie and Harvey and Phil and Courtney on a less than part-time basis could probably go full-time with Ignite and cover their entire salary. They've been in the business for a little bit over a year. I can only imagine in 2 more years, it'll be 3 years for those guys. They're going to basically be able to do the business for a full-time business, okay? 5 years consistently is usually a 6-figure or more salary. In 7 years, guys, in network marketing, consistently, it's unbelievable. It's more money than you can ever imagine, okay? You can compress your entire 40-year career in your 9-to-5 job in 7 years. You definitely can. I've compressed probably 30 years of my earnings in just 2.5 years. It's been crazy. I am actually at the level 5 already, 5-year earner in my 2nd year, okay? So you can do it way faster. This is not made up. This is the actual numbers. So when my mom told me I had to do network marketing, my mom tried to show me this and I got involved, I told myself I need 3 to 5 years. I'm not even at the 3-year mark yet. I told myself I needed 3 to 5 years to be successful. I never thought I'd be a top money earner this fast, or even the ED. Are you crazy? I thought 3 years for sure. I thought I'd be making maybe $12,000 a year. That's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? I did that in a month sometimes, just in bonuses, if not sometimes 25 in a month. Depends on the month. Okay? Best way to learn is to be an active student, always growing, always learning. This is what I'm doing right now by teaching you guys. And I listen to a book, at least 1 book or 2 every month. People with the latest and newest things will distract you. Stay focused on one MLM. Do not chase 2 rabbits. You will never catch 2 rabbits. You will only catch 1. If you're struggling with something, then practice that. Don't be afraid of how it will look, but how life will look if you don't do it, okay? What if you don't do it? A lot of people jump ship. A lot of them have regretted it. They've made huge mistakes. Some of them are coming back. Some of them are not allowed back in. And I will tell you, I don't want to get into it, but a lot of them are kicking themselves in the you-know-what, okay? Teaching is the key, even if it's 1 person. Keep me sharp and on top of my game. Teachers get the most benefits. And what else do we got going on? We got a couple more slides here. We have a webinar in about 5 minutes, so let's see what else we can get through. You cannot fight the law of people you hang out with. You're always going to be an average of the 5 people you hang out with. Bottom line, I don't care what you say. If you do not start changing the people around you, you are going to be in the same situation. Our friends, our 5 most influential people are really what we're going to be, guys. If you hang out with jokers, you're going to be a joker. If you hang out with successful people, you're going to be successful. Start hanging out with 5 clowns at the circus. You're going to become a clown, okay? Less time with those who are holding you down and more time with the people that help you grow. If it's overwhelming now, well, every 6 months, one will fall off. Think hard before you replace that friend. I am friends with all top earners. They all work hard. They have a great life. They love what they do. Freedom is not free. It takes work. Some quit and they realize it takes work, okay? It's good work, though. It's worth it. You will never change without challenge. If it's not going to challenge you, it's not going to change you. Career, you create. Income, doctors, they need high levels of skill. Okay, we have it simpler. We don't have to have that kind of education. We don't have to spend all kinds of money on college. Okay, we have better time freedom. We have more money. Doctors take money to start, connections, intelligence. They will tell you it's not even worth it. We had the best ratio for the investment, okay, for the earnings that we make and the ripples that we don't see that keep on growing. Great friendships in so many areas that last a lifetime, which is really huge for me. Traveling will be amazing. Guys, can you imagine when they open up all 50 states and they actually open up global and we can go to those countries and states? We'll have time freedom. We'll be wealthy enough to actually go there and not have to worry about spending the money to go there because we are retired. How amazing life can be with this opportunity that we're involved right now in the next 5 or 10 years. You will have the support of our company's growth. Our company is growing in some amazing areas, okay? They want us to expand. They want us to succeed. They're going to help us, okay? Help the cause you believe in with money and time. Inspire others with your influence. It will change your life for the better with the person you will become. It's an incubation for personal growth. That's what network marketing is. How to overcome fears, how to grow stronger, how to solve problems, how to feed the mind with positive thoughts, how to protect your mind from negativity. I can't even get negative. There's so much positive stuff around me that the ratio is so high that scientifically I cannot be negative. It's very rare for me to be negative, okay? Maybe if I get around like my old friends and family for too long, I might, okay? The greatest benefit is not what you will get in network marketing, but what you will need to become to get what you want. And I've seen some of you become amazing people. Now, that's it, guys. That's the training. Take a 3-minute break here, and we're going to get right into the webinar, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed that. Perfectly done in an hour. I'm glad I got a chance to actually go over that again. There's a lot of great stuff. Keeps my mind fresh.